Now, when I first started Olympic lifting, I was taking some beginner classes, right? Early on in these classes, I seen everybody doing these weird mobility and stretches things that people in the bodybuilding world that I was coming from just did not do. I just felt like those things were a waste of my time and talent. To move more weight, I just had to get stronger. I had to lift heavier. Just 2 weeks into the Olympic weightlifting class I joined, I was ready to max out. I wanted to see where I was. I felt I was outpacing everybody. I felt I was stronger than everybody. I felt I was more motivated and driven than everybody. And a few of those things may have been true, except for one. I don't have a proper front rack yet. I didn't understand the importance of how this sustains lifts and how it could just push me to lift more weight, right? So I'm gripping these barbells. The beginner class, people are watching me do this. Even these advanced guys are watching like, who's the new guy lifting the weight? It was ugly. I wish somebody would have stopped me. I get under the barbell and I have this vertical front rack. You see a lot of people use where the bar is not sitting on my shoulders. Instead, it's supported with a very vertical forearm and muscular structure. My elbow came down and connected on my knee, and all that 305-pound freedom units just collapsed into me, tore ligaments in my elbow, and I was done. As quickly as I was into Olympic weightlifting, I was out. But I was so hooked on this sport already. I'm glad I didn't quit. I sat down with that coach. We came up with a game plan so that this wouldn't happen to me again. So what I'm gonna do is show you guys my favorite 2 stretches that not only saved my career, but without it, there would be no average Joe strength. I wouldn't be at Derby City today, set records and got titles and all the shit I ever done without these 2 stretches. When it comes to that front rack, the first thing people complain about usually is that tight wrist, but it's not a tight wrist, right? It's because they're trying to support all the weight on their wrist. You have to understand that it's all connective tissue. It's not the wrist, the forearms, the bicep, the tricep, the shoulder, the pectorals, the lats, and the subscap. All of that is keeping you from getting into a proper front rack position. And I promise you guys, if you do these 2 stretches, it's going to get you into a better front rack position. It's going to make you more stable in your lifts. That makes you more optimal in your lifts, and that's going to lead to bigger numbers on your lifts. Like always with all stretches, there's not a number of sets and reps that you need. Go until you no longer feel change or until you just feel ready to work out. Most of these stretches is quite possibly the easiest one. The only thing you're going to need is a band for these, all right? We're just going to start by anchoring the band to the ground. We're going to place our hand on the inside with our palm facing away from us, okay? You can grip the band. We're going to bend down a little bit so there's no tension in the band as much yet, and we're going to stand up with the band, all right? We're going to get as tall as possible, our feet planted firmly beneath us. You can sit in this position for anywhere from 5 to 15 seconds if you want. I'm a big fan of dynamic stretching. I don't like long holds. Don't get lazy and let it drift off to the side. Try to pin that tricep to your head, and your hand is going to be in the small of your back, okay, right here. Now this is the stretch that really helped dial my front rack in that I still do to this day. I'm actually gonna be doing some power cleans today, so it's a great opportunity to show you guys. It is the prayer stretch. All we need for this exercise, guys, is have a barbell placed in a rack right around mid-chest height, okay? We're gonna take our elbows and place them in our ideal position of a front rack, okay? I like to have my legs behind me so I can push into this. I'm not standing straight up. We're gonna take our hands and place them behind our head in a prayer position, just like this, okay? That's why it's called the prayer stretch. It looks like I'm praying. From here, I can push off my legs and drive into this bar, driving my elbows up and starting to activate that subscap area as well. Now, some people can get right here with a prayer stretch. Another thing you can do is begin to bend the head down, tucking the chin in. Now, there's another variation of this that's real aggressive. I don't recommend you start with this one, but I am going to show it to you for those guys that have been using this and they're looking to elevate that stretch a little bit further. Is we're going to take a barbell and we're going to pick it up over our heads and drop it down like we're going to do skull crushers behind our heads. And we're going to get those elbows up. Same thing, okay? I'm going to place my elbows in that front rack position, and as I'm going to be bending my knee, driving in, letting this barbell fall further back to really hold in. And I'll come up and relax. You go right back into it, try to get a little bit deeper each time. I will tell you that banded stretch, the prayer stretch, both saved my career. If you're somebody that is lacking in your mobility or you're having pain in that wrist on your front rack, at all, highly recommend these 2 stretches, guys. It will get it together. Show up, follow through, do the work.